With that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Right.
Everybody now has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have a seat.
For the past year, we've seen Sheryl Swoopes make strange claims about Caitlin Clark, saying she's 25 and playing against kids, that her first season isn't special, and that no one wants to play with her. The criticism just wouldn't stop.
Some of your peers, they will recognize, her game, but they won't recognize her impact.
Right.
How can you separate the two? It's kind of
hard,
right?
And I used, Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummy.
Then Cheryl Miller jumped in. The basketball legend and former coach of Clark just shut down Swoopes on the All the Smoke podcast, calling her out and breaking apart the false stories. Miller put Swoopes in her place, and her support for Caitlin Clark revealed something unexpected about the future of the Indiana Fever that has fans excited. Ready? Let's go.
Time Player of the Year, two-time national championship, two-time tournament MVP, first woman to dunk in an organized game, gold medalist. Thank you for making time. Welcome to the show, Cheryl Miller.
Before we dive into what Miller said, have you ever wondered why a basketball legend is so set on bringing down the WNBA's biggest new star? Let's take a closer look at Sheryl Swoopes' strange mission to go after Caitlin Clark, from her college days to her rookie season.
Let's also talk about how much more experience that gives you over other players coming in, right? So people say, dang, like he or she's killing them, but you have a 25-year-old playing against a 20-year-old.
It all began when Swoopes made false claims about Clark's college career. One of her wildest statements was saying Clark was 25 while playing against 20-year-olds at Iowa. The truth? Clark was 22, just like many other college seniors in their fourth year. When people pointed out the mistake, Swoopes tried to backtrack, saying it was just an exaggeration about COVID eligibility rules, an excuse that didn't make sense.
Caitlin Clark right now probably takes about 40 shots a game.
Carry on.
I know you like that.
Hell yeah.
I said that because when she comes to the league, regardless of what team she goes to that has vets on that team, she probably ain't gonna get 40 shots a game.
But Swoopes wasn't done yet. She went on to say that Clark took 40 shots a game, making her seem like a selfish shooter. The truth? Clark averaged 22.7 shots per game. The funny part, Swoopes herself took 19.2 shots per game in her senior year. Only 3 fewer than Clark. That's like calling someone out while standing in a glass house. And when Clark got close to breaking the all-time NCAA scoring record, Swoopes changed her angle, questioning if the record was real by saying Clark needed a 5th year to break it.
Ask me about Caitlin. If you're going to break a record, to me, if it's legitimate, you have to break that record in the same amount of time that player set it.
Okay.
Right? So if Kelsey Plum set that record in 4 years, well, Caitlin should have broke that record in 4 years. But because there's a COVID year, and then there's another year, you know what I mean? So she's already had an extra year to break that record. So is it truly a broken record?
This was completely untrue. Clark broke the record in 4 years, just like other college players. Swoopes ignored the fact that Clark could have played a 5th year due to the COVID rule, but she chose not to. When Clark entered the WNBA, Swoopes claimed she wouldn't dominate. But as Clark started breaking rookie assist records and proving herself as one of the league's best playmakers, Swoopes suddenly went quiet. The stats say it all. Clark finished her rookie season with 19.2 points and a league-best 8.4 assists per game, proving the doubters wrong and winning Rookie of the Year.
I didn't say she wouldn't be good. What I said was I didn't think Caitlin or Angel would come into the league and dominate immediately, which I don't think either of them did.
Respectfully, there is absolutely no way, even when we're trying to sit here and play semantics about dominating, there's no way that anyone could ever leave this season in saying that both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese didn't dominate. You would have to further explain what dominance means for you to not sit here and say that a player who is leading the league in assists while averaging 19 to 20 points didn't dominate.
The most revealing moment came when Swoopes appeared on Angel Reese's podcast. She kept downplaying Clark's success while claiming she had no problem with her, a classic case of saying one thing but doing another.
I've known Cheryl since she was in college. I helped do her shoe deal with Nike in 1993, took her to her first SBs. I've known Cheryl, I've coached her, have a lot of respect for her. I called her when Caitlin was still playing at Iowa and she had just broken Maravich's record. And it was all over the place, as you and I have discussed, that, there was this quote by Cheryl that said, Caitlin was, 25 years old. She was, however old, 24 years old. She was a fifth-year senior.
Right.
She was taking 40 shots a game. Her records were illegitimate.
The basketball world noticed the pattern, and soon Swoopes was taken off broadcasting a fever game. She was replaced by Nancy Lieberman, who didn't hold back in calling out the false claims about the rookie star.
I got off the treadmill and I called her as a friend, and I said, you can say whatever you want. You can have your own opinion about anybody, but you do have to get the statistics right. I mean, facts matter. And if you just get ahead of this and just say, hey, I made a mistake on my numbers, then this thing is over and everybody respects you for your opinion. And, you might like Boston, I might like the Yankees. It's okay to have difference of opinions. Well, she got upset with me on the phone, and I was like, Cheryl, I'm not doing anything to hurt you. I'm just sharing. We're talking. And so our relationship, it pretty much is not happening at this point. I tried to talk to her at the Final Four.
Right.
She didn't want to talk to me. My life's going to be good or great with or without Sheryl Swoopes in my life.
The basketball world had been waiting for someone with real credibility to step into the Caitlin Clark debate. That moment finally came when Cheryl Miller walked into the All the Smoke podcast studio and shut down the critics. What happens when a basketball legend, who actually coached Clark, decides she's had enough of the nonsense? You get one of the strongest defenses ever seen in women's basketball.
Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes.
Yeah.
But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time,
that same
sometimes
work.
maybe more than you were.
Right.
I can't fault her for what she was given.
Miller didn't just back Clark casually. She came with the kind of fire only a legend like her could bring. Her now viral response to critics like Swoopes said it all in just 2 words: come on, you big dummies. The studio erupted, but Miller was only getting started. She passionately defended Clark's work ethic because she had seen it with her own eyes. This wasn't just another commentator speaking up for Clark. This was Cheryl Miller, one of the greatest basketball players ever, calling out the unfair criticism surrounding the young star. She pointed out something the haters refused to admit.
Look, as much as she was given, you can't tell me if that door would have swung the other way where she didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
Come on, folks are still waiting for her to fall.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yep.
So, with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
It's the truth that Clark's critics don't want to hear. Her presence has helped the entire league, even increasing the paychecks of the same people trying to tear her down.
You recently coached the WNBA All-Star game. You spent some time with Caitlin Clark.
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job
Best
ever.
coaching job ever.
Being around Caitlin Clark, how was the experience for her? She's such a big star. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. To be around her, just talk about the type of person she is and how much she loves the game.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a black woman and hated because of my
skin.
color.
Yeah.
What makes Miller's defense so powerful is that she isn't just guessing. She's speaking from personal experience. After coaching Clark in the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game, Miller got a front-row look at Clark's game beyond the highlights, and what she saw even surprised her.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth, Miller revealed, completely shutting down months of false media stories in one sentence. She went even further, offering rare insight into what makes Clark special.
Her past, and I didn't know how talented she was and how well she sees the game in a 3D version, thinker. Defensively, a lot better than I thought and gave her credit for. So watching her and just spending a little time. And one thing, guys, that I've learned is to step back and let these kids be themselves.
Behind Miller's technical breakdown of Clark's skills is something even deeper, a real emotional bond formed in the tough moments of Clark's journey. When the Fever finally won their first game of the 2024 season, Miller didn't just congratulate Clark, she gave her something few others had: real unconditional support at a time when she needed it most.
She was getting hit with everything left and right, and I just said, I hugged her. I said, I'm so proud of you. I go, savor this. Use this as a formula. I said, but keep being you. I said, no matter what, keep being you.
That hug between Miller and Clark after Indiana's first win wasn't just a simple celebration, it was a big moment that showed how alone Clark had felt while dealing with nonstop criticism. Miller remembered the emotion of that moment. I gave her the biggest hug that I could. When she saw me, she was like, oh man, finally somebody who's on my side. She was getting hit with everything left and right.
Heavy as a crown that she's wearing right now.
Right.
And it wasn't something that she self-anointed herself. It's something that's been placed on her head. And I hope people understand that. But it's everything that she's dealing.
In that tough moment, Miller didn't just say empty words. She gave Clark the kind of guidance that only someone who's been through it before could offer. I'm so proud of you. Savor this. Use this as a formula. But keep being you. No matter what, keep being you. These weren't just words of encouragement. They were a lifeline for a rookie dealing with massive pressure and expectations.
And I gave her the biggest hug that I could. And when she saw me, she's like, oh man, finally somebody I see that's on my side.
Right, they can relate.
The one thing that I said to her, and she was heading into her senior year, was have fun. No matter all the static, just make sure you find that quiet place.
When Cheryl Miller speaks, the basketball world listens, and for good reason. Her voice carries the weight of an incredible career: 3 Naismith Player of the Year awards, 2 national championships, an Olympic gold medal, and a place in the Basketball Hall of Fame. But Miller's support goes beyond her achievements. She sees something in Clark that many critics overlook: her incredible passing ability.
You can set a screen for Kaylin. Kaylin don't need a screen. Kaylin's got great handles. The one thing that I don't think people really appreciate about that young lady's game, she can pass the ball.
She can't pass. She got great assists.
She
The bounce pass is powerful.
which is almost non-existent in the game.
The one thing that I think people don't really appreciate about that young lady's game, she can pass the ball. Miller emphasized, highlighting the skill that makes Clark more than just a scorer. This wasn't just praise. It was validation from someone who truly understands basketball at the highest level.
I love what they've done for the women's game from a collegiate level to now. And it's working. And it was only a matter of time. And great narratives, great storylines. But now the bottom line comes down to one thing. It's about basketball. And it's about winning.
What makes Miller's opinion even more valuable is her experience at the intersection of player development and media coverage. During the 2024 WNBA All-Star Game, she saw Clark's greatness firsthand. In one simple statement, she tore apart months of false stories being pushed by the old-school critics.
Advice, if any, did you share in that meeting with Caitlin? Because I know that she spoke very highly of you, got great respect for you.
I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious. And
The All-Star Game wasn't just about proving the doubters wrong. It also marked the start of a relationship that could change the future of the Indiana Fever. When Caitlin Clark nervously called Sheryl Miller coach for the first time, neither of them realized they were starting something that might help build the WNBA's next championship team. Even before working together, Clark had admired Miller from a distance. Obviously, Cheryl, she's like one of the pioneers of our game. Just an awesome individual. Her personality radiates, Clark said, showing how much she respected the basketball legend. This wasn't just polite talk. It was real excitement from a young player who understood what it meant to work with greatness. The excitement grew even more as the All-Star coaching announcement got closer. For her to get to coach us, it's super exciting for me. I was super excited when I heard that news, Clark admitted, making it clear how much this opportunity meant to her. But it was their first meeting that truly showed the potential of this partnership.
I've known Cheryl for a little while now. I think her energy, that's what I love about her. Like, it's just contagious. And
Despite her confidence on the court, Clark approached Miller like a student meeting her idol. I called her coach, and she said, I don't know about that. We'll have to see how I do during the game. Clark recalled with a laugh. This small moment of humility from both of them said a lot about the respect they had for each other. What makes this connection so interesting for Indiana's future is how clearly Miller sees the championship potential in the Fever. After working closely with the team, Miller didn't hold back. Indiana has a very, very bright future. Coming from someone with multiple championships and Olympic gold, that kind of statement carries serious weight.
Holy smokes. What an opportunity. And I was excited, like really, really excited, till I found out that the team I'm coaching wants to beat the brakes off our Olympic team. I'm like, okay, the pressure's on. So now we got a game, folks. We're going to have a game, but it's been fantastic.
What impressed Miller most wasn't just Clark's skills, it was the entire Fever team's fearless mentality. This is not a team people want to play, Miller observed. Not only are they getting better, but they're confident, and they share no fear. They're fearless. That mental toughness, the willingness to compete against anyone, is exactly what championship teams need when things get tough. What surprised Miller even more was the high basketball IQ of the young Fever squad. I did not count on their basketball IQ being that high, she admitted. I knew it was high, obviously, because they play at this level, but it's one thing to know and another to truly see that deep understanding. The ability to not just play the game but understand it at a high level is what separates good teams from great ones. Looking ahead to the 2025 season, something special is happening in Indiana, and it's more than just plays on the court. The bond between Caitlin Clark and Cheryl Miller isn't just a cool story, it could be the foundation of a championship team. Clark has openly praised Miller as one of the pioneers of the game and someone whose personality shines. What makes their connection so meaningful is how real it feels. Miller has been amazed by Clark's talent, especially her passing, which she describes as seeing the game, and this isn't just flattery, it's recognition from one of basketball's greatest minds. When Miller told Clark, "I'm so proud of you, savor this, use this as a formula, but keep being you," she wasn't just giving advice, she was passing the torch. While some critics keep pushing false stories, this Clark-Miller connection represents everything great about basketball's generations coming together. The future in Indiana isn't just bright, it has championship potential. With mentorship like this, let us know in the comments how excited you are. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next one.